I didn't know.
It's not.
Except for
I
that.
open.
No,
And
wait,
like
no,
take
no.
like this tool and like
Put
put
it
it back
together,
together and then put medicine on it and then
It's-
attach
it's
to my eye and I had to
amazing.
go back every day for like 4 days.
Yeah.
And they'd unpatch it and
How
see how
we
it was
have
doing.
lost
But
the
then they told me it
ability
would take
to
a long time
control
to heal
materials
because I
in our
have
own country.
Oh, yeah.
to find just
Right.
No, I hear
Of
that.
course, then.
If
I mean, it's
it
the same
was
thing
right
with
side and I
electrical.
could accidentally catch it waking up in the morning.
Look at wire.
My eye would
Go buy wire right now.
and
Come
work
on.
again.
Sure.
If you
So
need
they said
1,000
be
feet of
very
it, you ain't
careful
gonna
in
get
the
it.
morning when waking up. So I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
They
that's,
don't
Yeah.
use that anymore. They
it's
don't
painful.
close Your eye.
yeah,
It's just where bacteria starts.
Control
It's
material
dark,
right now.
closed,
Right.
Air between there.
Control.
yeah. Which they did that for like 3-4 days and they
Instagram
would check it
is
every
very
day
good.
and go back.
Yeah.
And then the fourth day they
Chips
they
is
unattached.
hold
Did you get my
it.
text back?
What's that?
Did you get my text back after you sent me that?
Where's our screen?
Yeah, I
Did
did.
you understand what I was
Oh,
saying?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
sure
then
did.
you can't,
Okay.
that's,
I have a little
that
one.
throws
Yeah,
everything
I'm
out.
calling
I
you.
know. Trust me.
So like this,
That's
what you
what
said 2 weeks ago.
I'm gonna call you.
and you can't control county.
Actually, my husband's
Yeah,
too.
well,
on the
You can't
fence.
control
I gotta go to
county.
PA to get that.
Right.
Right.
Oh, you do?
To get yours.
The debt.
To get the
But
town.
this
This
is
is the
twenty
town.
twenty-three.
Yours I have.
And there's some other towns that are higher than you in just town.
Help on the plant. You know?
You love company.
Not me.
We just got back from Kansas.
Actually, we got 6 o'clock, so I'll look at this. and then-
Yeah,
Can
I
keep
just want,
this?
yes.
I'll make a couple
Yep.
copies for people, get that
Yeah.
out to the public too, that's good enough. So we will call to order the first twenty twenty-three budget workshop. Roll call.
Councilmember Curcio,
Here.
Councilmember Prosser, Councilmember Springer,
Here.
Councilmember Wilbur,
Here.
Supervisor Barney.
Here. Okay, tonight's goal will be to, get the DA line, on the highway. Bob will do his capital outlay. And, you know, if we get through it early enough, we might be able to get some more work done. You know, the more we get done tonight, the less we'll have to do next Tuesday.
Page 1 of high. You just have to scroll through.
Yeah,
She has what page?
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
You just gotta scroll. It's like midway. Always takes time to find
Okay, Bob, the floor
That's,
is yours.
okay, starting out with, highway, every page, no, it's on the page, but you guys got that, you all on that one?
Pages numbers.
Starting with
up.
DA 5110.
Yep, it's all the DA, or no, yeah, DA,
No, page 1 of highway. DA 5110.
Oh, you're not.
on the middle, yeah, the DAs.
For highways.
Okay, we've been pretty good the last 2 years, everything's been standing pretty much cost-wise, except for salt and fuel up a little bit, but I raised the, if you look here, the point ones, I raised 4%. The point ones are all 4 point ones are payroll, and that's just, the only reason I did that, cause that's what all my guys got according to their contract. Just trying to stay in line with what they're getting.
The three,
399.
It's 4.1s. You see the point one here, point one here, point one here, point one here,
Oh, you're
That's
saying
all
the
payroll.
4.1 categories.
right,
Yeah.
point one category.
Virtual service.
so that was their contractual raise.
Yes.
That was
See,
negotiated.
that's
Okay.
what, I'm just raising that up to be in line. On the point fours, that's all, that's maintenance and general repairs on the, like patching roads and repairs on machinery and, it's all contractual stuff. It's on, we went at 2% on that. And I didn't touch nothing else. And actually my Tracy just told me my tax rate went down 4 cents
Okay.
compared to what it's been the last couple of years.
Lisa's the backup confirmation. should be the backup confirmation of that. That's my calculation.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's what you.
oh, you're doing the
too?
same thing,
Okay.
you're doing the calculations, okay.
So we obviously can't do anything about their,
No, that's a done deal for 3 years,
yeah,
so.
right, so,
I could have money left, it could be closed, but
Yeah.
based on the overtime, that's all, we've never known unless it was a winner. I kept everything else in line as far as pavement on the roads and stuff. It's kinda tough because I don't get the numbers back from the state until May, what they're gonna reimburse me for road work, the CHIPS money. We do our budget in the fall, so it's always a guess what I had last year. But they don't,
so, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
but, you know, I have the CHIPS and then I have the pay program and then the winter recovery program, and it comes up to like $170,000. 2 years ago it was only 125, but 3 of them categories could be eliminated next year, but depends on what the state's up to. You never know what they're gonna do. So,
Okay.
we left it an average of what it's been for my reimbursement.
With the county contract, I talked to you, but not everybody else knows.
That ain't gonna be solved before this is
It's
done
not gonna
either.
be solved before this is done, it's every year, it's right down to the wire. There's a couple, towns, town of Oswego, and I guess there's like 9 other ones that are, not interested in what the county's offering this year, they're gonna hang tight at the, 9,000 per mile.
I don't know if you recall last year,
Yeah.
the first contract they sent out was Phil Church, the attorney,
Yes,
and it turned out to be Phil Church's snow contract, nobody else's.
yeah, I know. That's
And
kind of that way.
all we did was have another meeting, said no way.
I guess the first offer this year was $7,500
Yeah,
a mile.
we get, yeah,
And, but there was some emails floating around, and so there was some talk last week that it was kind of like a done deal. And
well,
it's
because
not.
that's what Phil Church made everybody
That's
believe
what
last
he
year.
portrayed, I guess.
Yeah, there's 11 towns right now that's not gonna sign, there'll probably be more.
Yeah, yeah. You have those 9 other ones other than.
But I don't know why they would go to a meeting to get us more money for plowing county roads and come back with less, because everything's gone up. It don't even make sense why they would even do that, so.
Fuel, salt, and all that.
Yeah, well, it's just, Phil Church is, they're not in a position to plow their own roads. They don't have people and they don't have equipment, so I don't even know why they're trying to pull this.
Right.
All we gotta do is say no, and then they're gonna go, oh, no, wait a minute,
Right.
let's go back to what we paid you before.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm probably not gonna sign it either, but, cause they're gonna have to pay us to do it.
Well, based on the email that I got here a couple days ago, I sent one back to, or every town, that I think there should be some more discussion, in a meeting involving supervisors and highway superintendents. So everybody's on the same page, get this ironed out. But it's unfortunate that, this isn't done sooner. I said this last year, just waiting till the 11th hour. Here we are, every town's doing their.
It is
budgets
a
right now,
difference
you know.
of $25,000 for the whole year, you know what I mean? But it's just the principle of it, because the county's not in a position to plow their own roads.
Well, it's more than just a principle, Bob, it's because everything's gone up in price.
Right,
and
exactly,
Every
but-
penny counts.
But why they think they can pull that is just wrong, because they can't do it.
Well, they wait this long because they wanna squeeze flood.
Yeah, they wanna try to negotiate.
That's all it was. And
They wanna hopefully try and push us in a corner.
Yeah, it's,
Which they push themselves.
Okay.
the worst culprit is the state. I won't know what I got coming in for CHIPS money until May of next year. And we do the budget in the fall,
CHIPS money probably goes
Well,
someplace else.
so
you never count on that.
we never count on it, but in May, they all of a sudden, I don't get half of that, that's less roads I'm gonna pay, that's for sure, so. we'll have to
I
make
said
that
it last year,
decision.
I'll say it again, this whole snow and ice process should have been handled months ago, so
Yeah,
it
oh,
was
yeah.
set in stone by the time each town gets to their budget workshops. It's piss poor time,
Well,
to say the least.
it's more likely purposeful timing.
Well,
Yeah,
Right.
no question about it. Okay, sorry, Bob, go ahead.
no, that's it, that's,
I just
I
wanted
didn't
before
change
you
nothing
forgot.
but the point ones, which is payroll, 4% that the guys get contractually. And my point twos, which is repairs on equipment, patching roads, fixing stuff, and fuel, and salt is, only went up 2% on them. And it hasn't raised my tax rate at all, I don't think.
You said it went
Got a
down.
woman up there crunching the numbers now.
Alright, your fund balance, is that
I haven't seen that yet.
on the next page? Is that, an amount right there?
Which one?
I see,
What page, what
I'm
page?
on page,
Page two.
page two, appropriated fund balance. 379,000, is that right?
I'm sorry?
379,000 and some change, that's his fund balance?
No,
Is your page two
that wouldn't be
different
on
than
there.
Yeah, cause I'm not seeing.
I don't
this
see
yet.
that
What,
either.
what is that
Well,
page?
I don't know.
You're on
Put
highway,
it
that's
on
page
there.
three, that's page two.
That's page two.
What page are you on?
It's the modified twenty
We
twenty-three.
got two different ones.
There's
I
no
don't have that
proposal
page.
with this.
I don't have that page either.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, I don't know
Page
what page
two, I
you're
got
talking
page
about.
No, that's page three.
Oh, no. Go
But
to the
anyway,
next
it's
section.
172.
Go 2 more
Okay.
pages. Here it is, right
Yeah,
here.
'cause I don't have that.
So go,
Oh, that's
so,
what we used this year.
so
That's the
there's
loader,
page
the
3.
truck,
Okay.
something
Then
else.
turn
That's
the
what,
page,
Three.
go to page 2.
Alright,
yes,
alright.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's what we use.
Okay, well,
That's my
that's what,
page.
that
Oh,
was
here
my
you
next
are.
question.
Oh, you were
That's my page.
I
here.
know.
I know, keep going.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Go,
it's still page
turn,
two.
now go to page 2. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Alright, my question,
too
I
many
guess,
page
was
twos,
for,
okay.
I agree. Let's
You
go,
better, you better color code this stuff.
let's just go 1 to 20,
Do
that's
we have
fine.
color tabs
Oh, I
here?
have the fund balance.
172.
So what do you do?
So 170.
Green, yellow,
Yeah, what
red,
I
I'm
was
good with
going to
that.
ask,
Right here.
it should be put somewhere,
I'll tell you a story.
so that
later.
it's ready for the next,
Right, so,
so we appropriate it, you know what I'm saying?
So
So it's not
modified
just
budget.
hanging out there.
Well, we talked about
So
this.
We
The
do.
equipment
Talk about it
replacement.
every year.
Yeah, we have.
Did we set that line up? I wasn't part of this last year.
so one of the things, before we get into that too much, I have one thing I'd like to mention. I talked to Bob a while back with it, and, the only thing I got for tonight is the white truck. Are we gonna put that up for sale and try to get some money back?
We can, but what are we gonna follow it? We usually follow two pickups.
Well, you got the one you drive, you
Right.
got the one that you and I talked about putting a 9.5 foot or 10
Oh, we
foot.
could, if we put following that, would be
Well, on
fine.
that one,
We
and
could.
eliminate the truck.
Okay, we could do that, but
You know, I mean, it's one less insurance,
Well,
one
it
less
is, but-
registration, everything. And if the deputy doesn't drive it home,
deputy never has.
do we need it? Yeah, it's,
Well, they,
you know, they ride around the other one, right?
if they, no, there's two crews going out right now. If we get rid of a truck, they can go together, I guess. Okay.
That's what, you know, you and I talked about.
We did talk about that, and I don't, we'll try it, we can try that, but sometimes, some towns like Scranton, New Mexico have 4 pickups.
Yeah,
But they got 2 guys going in different directions, doing stuff here, doing posts, some people doing patching.
How many pickups do we
But
have?
I got mine and the one the guys use,
Oh, so we only have 2.
yeah, and I plow out
well, we
everything,
got a new truck that we just bought, that's
the bigger one.
Right, so we have 3 trucks.
Yes,
it's
Absolutely.
a crew cab, the guys can.
Yeah, so we have 3 trucks, not
Holds
2.
6 people?
I just don't, you know, and I.
Well,
But it's replacing the one that's,
The crew cab.
not
The big
usable.
one.
The crew can do
The big, the big.
but you're also right, we could plow with that if I sell the white one and put a plow on it, because we do need another truck for plowing, that's all. That's all the white one's gonna be used for in the winter
That's a
time.
21 or?
21.
21, so, I mean, that thing is gonna bring probably, it's gonna bring a lot of money. That would be
35.
More than that.
probably at least, I was thinking 35 to 40,
Alright.
you know.
Why did we get it in the first place? Did we
That was a
sell
truck
it?
that was, the pickup, that was the deputy.
We always said, we've always had 2 pickups,
And a crew.
and a crew cab.
Okay.
We bought the dually Chevy to replace the crew cab, and we still got 2 pickups in that. Dan would like to see one of the pickups eliminated, which we could try it.
Is it ever that one of the pickups break down and you need the other one?
Is
Or
what?
they,
We
Yes.
still have the other truck.
right,
Alright.
Well, if you try it and it doesn't work, then you gotta go back, so.
Right.
Well,
So, you gotta.
we'll have a plow on the other one.
If the other truck has a plow, then he's got his backup.
The guy's roof, and 4 10-wheelers, takes 2.5 hours to do the roof.
No,
they can be back on all the roads in New Haven before I'm back with all my calling.
That was just.
Right,
I do the fire barn, the town hall, and 2 dead end roads.
right.
And I'll probably, in the near future, be doing Soper Mills. I think the county's gonna end up shutting that bridge down instead of replacing it.
Really,
But that won't be hard plowing, it'll be plowing it from both ends and just coming back out.
back and forth.
You know, and instead of going straight through.
So that's.
They've been talking about it a long time, they don't have no people, they don't have no money, so I gotta believe it's one of the bridges they're gonna eliminate someday.
So we could try it.
With
Put it on auctions international.
next year, we'll just, when we sell mine, we'll talk about getting two at the same time and sell them stuff.
Get a better deal.
What's that now?
When we sell mine next year, we'll talk about another regular cab too, and see if it's, who's worth not having. You know what I mean?
You'll know.
We'll see how the winter went with just the
Right.
dually and mine. I say mine, the town's, but.
Yours to drive.
Okay.
But they definitely need a call on that for,
Yeah,
because,
it should have one on it anyways, it's
Yeah.
a good, it's a plow truck,
Yeah.
battery truck, so.
that'll work, I can put that on auctions, I've gotta put the crew cab on there anyways, but. And the loader, wait for the new loader, that's supposed to be in August, it's not here yet.
So if you sell that truck, then you only have one truck with a plow on it?
And then we're gonna put a plow on the other one, the dually, the guys use for patching and stuff for the dump on
You
it.
want it back up?
It's the crew cab that we bought to replace
Sure.
the orange truck.
Right.
We can do that.
What's
yeah.
the status of the orange truck? I don't wanna get off the rails here.
I got people that's gonna make offers in the $2,500 range. We're not gonna get much for it. I'm trying to talk to a couple of mechanics at Stadium International that trying to get a price to fix it and then sell it, but nobody wants to get into doing engine work, so.
Okay, we can talk about that later,
We can do that with a white truck, we'll try it. I'll get it in at Davis's right now and get a plow put on the red one.
I'm just thinking about ways that we can do more or the same with
Yep,
less.
yep, we'll try it.
And what, are we gonna talk about the fund balance?
Well, yeah, that's why I brought this up.
Okay, cause again, I've always brought up, did we ever set up an equipment replacement line? And is there an equipment replacement line in this budget? No?
Not yet.
We talked about that for a long time,
We've
so
talked
like,
about it for a long time.
when is your next plow truck need to be purchased?
The last truck we got was a 23, which we ordered in 21.
Yeah, so when's the next
It
one to
came
be
this
replaced?
spring, and we ordered another one at the same time, which was gonna be 2 years. So,
So in 25?
if, I'm guessing,
Probably won't be here this one.
we don't know if it's gonna be here next year. We didn't know if we should put it in the budget now, or, we don't know. Everything's 2 years out.
Sure, so you could be, but if you started putting money away, if let's
Well, we
say
got
in
to, we got to
26,
sometime, yes.
you'd have the cash to pay for it rather
And it's
than.
been, we put part of
paying
it in
interest.
the highway and part of it out of the general. I didn't know what you guys were doing and how much money you had and how much you want to put towards it, until you do the general budget.
Well, you definitely have enough in there to support towards it.
Well, that's what we've been doing.
What?
Are
I
we
think the
already
last-
paying for our trucks that were being ordered out of the fund balance?
Everything
We
is
just have-
already in there right now for what.
Everything's
And
covered.
the new ordered one, nothing was ever
Yeah. so
directed on where that money was coming
We
from.
haven't
Right,
done
so we
anything.
haven't even paid for that officially.
We haven't
so
figured
that
it
We
out.
gotta
was-
take that
we
into
gotta figure
consideration.
that. How much is that?
The
Almost
$240,000 range.
That was 247 or something?
So say 250 just stuff.
And that one is coming next year?
We don't know that.
But we're gonna need to budget for
We
it.
Right,
really need a
that's
budget
right,
for
none
it.
of that fund balance is gonna be-
But we didn't know if we wanted to do it now or in next year's budget if it don't come, so it's up to you guys.
But
All I
let's
got was
see.
permission to order it, we never did anything with it, we know it's gonna be 2.5 years out.
But we should account for it in this year's budget,
Yes, we
at
just,
least some of it.
we just paid for the 23,
Budget.
and we're gonna be paying, the loader's covered, that's gonna be coming, and then I'm gonna have a loader to sell, so.
Even if we don't get it for 2025, it'd be coming out of that year's budget, correct?
well, at least we can appropriate the money towards it and have it
Yeah,
online.
absolutely,
Right,
right.
But you have a truck now
Me and
ordered,
Tracy were talking about that, we were struggling what to do with that, so.
you have a truck now ordered, and by
I have one
20
last truck ordered.
right, and then by 26, it looks like you'd be ordering another one, you're saying?
Well, we're gonna
So-
have the newest fleet than the
Sure.
town has ever had, but yeah, we'll start thinking about it
Sure,
again.
so in this new budget for next year, we ought to appropriate the funds for that.
I mean, even when the next one comes, I'm still, my oldest truck is gonna be a 2011,
Oh,
or 18, and the 11 will be a spare.
it's my recommendation.
But at least
Next-
we're getting away from those $30,000 a year equipment.
Exactly,
Right.
right.
But so, next year is 24, and if you turn around in 26, gonna get another one, you're almost back to back, that you wanna be thinking about budgeting for that one in next year's budget to be prepared.
Do we need that, or do we need the flexibility for an unknown?
What unknown?
Expense
I don't know.
to fix a plow.
If it's unknown, in other words, okay, up jumps the devil.
Well, we have lots of fund balance for the unknown, and we have done a very good job of repairing, or replacing equipment, so it's not like we have a lot of old equipment.
When you say unknown, you know, what jumps the double, you
Unknown
wanna elaborate as far
expenses.
An unknown.
blown motor or
expense.
something, or a
Well,
transmission.
maybe even worse than that, it catches on fire and it melts,
Yeah.
Don't we
not
have
quite that
insurance?
bad, but.
Don't we have
So
insurance?
we've got insurance for that, as far as like the equipment repair part of it, the blown motor, blown transmission, a major component. This is the beauty of keeping newer stuff that's
Right.
under warranty, that's what
Right,
Mhm.
we've been
Which
talking
we
about.
talked about in the past, yeah.
And one, and if it
Get
is,
away from those.
and like Fred says, if it is the worst case scenario, the town's insurance is a replacement cost, it's not what my truck was worth. It's getting a new
To
one.
get a new one, right?
In 2 years.
It's like when I had the accident with the 19 Ford, I paid 31,000 for it. They totaled it, they give me 49 for it.
I remember it was 48 and change.
Yeah,
We did good on that one.
yeah.
oh,
Thanks,
is that
Bob.
where you're putting it?
so we
So,
could put money,
okay.
We have an account already established for
A
it.
savings?
I guess go ahead, Bob.
so we could
Move
add
forward, I
more
guess.
money into that.
Right.
Other than, so that's what I did with all my lines, the 2% on the .4s, 4% on the .1s, I didn't change nothing else in my budget as far as paving, the .2 there, and, you know, paving and all that stuff, capital outlay, that's still the same. That's still the same for the last 2 years. Other than what you're gonna do with it, when you get to the general budget, I guess, when you get to the general budget, let's talk about how we're gonna pay for the one coming, if we wanna put that money aside this year out of my fund balance and yours. And have a line for it, in case it surprises
So-
us in 24.
So, I wanna, if we could sell that white truck and put that obviously into your.
Back in the fund balance, yeah.
Okay, that, I wanna move as little as possible this year from the general to the highway. Tracy and I talked a little bit about the, getting our tax rate down.
Yeah,
Okay, my goal this year is to try to,
I don't
I
blame
don't wanna
you.
jump, you know, ahead of
I agree
what
with
you
you.
got going, but I'd like to get our tax rate down around 6, 9, or 7, somewhere right in there.
Okay,
Our
so-
overall.
So the white pickup goes, and if it brings what we think it might, and the loader, we're thinking it's gonna bring 70,000, so there's like close to 100 grand gonna go back into fund balance.
You could use that to.
We could always- Do what we said, start a line for the new one that might surprise us in 24, or do it then. I don't know what you guys wanna do. That's why we didn't do anything with that, cause we don't know if it's coming in 24. We didn't know if we wanna talk about that at this budget.
Let's get the money in there and just be prepared, I guess.
Take our chances when it comes.
Yeah,
Have to have a meeting on it and do it then.
especially if you sell this
If
piece
you-
of equipment.
Put the money in there,
That
right,
makes sense.
and it's in that account, and you don't use it, say by September, October next year, can we appropriate it and put it into a CD or another something, so that it's
I wouldn't
Safe?
put it in the CD. I would put
another
it,
account of some sort?
I would keep it in that savings account to get ready for
Just
that
to
truck.
Can we do
Yeah.
that? Can we
Yeah,
keep
you
it in
can,
there?
it'll end up with,
Keep rolling.
it'll be in the savings account, but if I'm right, it'll still, it'll be counted, it'll still be, appropriate fund balance, right? Cause it's in the savings account, it's still gonna show up in your fund balance, but you know that it's in that savings
Right,
account to pay for
right,
that
well,
truck.
that's what I'm saying,
Sure.
do
I
it
just don't
out
wanna
of the
move.
fund balance, so that the taxpayers don't see this huge fund balance and not understand that
Right.
we're saving for a vehicle.
Right.
It's not like it's just hanging out there,
Right.
it's appropriated.
I just don't wanna move more than we need to from the general over till we can move it back.
Sure.
Right, oh,
No,
yeah.
I agree with you on that, Dan, that there's plenty of money to cover a vehicle, and then later on, look at the next one in 26. The smart
Did you
thing
get it
is,
first?
My son made that.
That's fine.
the loader's gonna bring the good money, but the problem is, the new one hasn't showed up yet.
Right,
So that's money that might go back to my fund balance, but it might not be by the first of the year.
right.
well, that's why if you're saying you're gonna be paying for that and a truck next year, so
And-
we ought to be
And
planning
to
that.
hurry up and sell the loader, I don't know if that's a
No,
good idea.
no, I'm not saying that.
Because the new ones coming in don't have a good track record.
I don't know, we can't load trucks with no loader.
They,
So
they keep breaking.
I'd like to have the new one here a few weeks before I sell.
Before you go
Sure,
sell
that's-
them the next one.
I don't wanna get off the rails,
Right.
but I really think we need to start looking at selling them on a regular basis.
Yeah. The
I know
problem,
it's a work, but
no, but
No, I get
the
it.
problem is, Dan, it was a good deal right up until this year.
Yeah.
The municipality bids. We were buying them so cheap and selling them and making money on them, but
Right,
now since COVID, the state changed the municipality bids now and it's almost paying full price now. I don't know why Kathy Hogan did that, but.
it's not,
She was focusing on guns, but I don't know why she got to the municipalities trying to screw them up.
well, let's not talk about Kevin. I don't wanna,
That's really getting off the rails.
yeah.
But I'm just saying that we can be done, I just don't know when we can sell the loader, cause I haven't seen the new one yet.
so what you wanna do is you wanna get the new loader in, see how it operates, test it out, you like it, doesn't seem like any real issues, then sell the
I
whole loader.
just don't wanna put the loader for sale the same day I get
I
it.
get it,
Sure.
I get it.
Because basically, okay,
I mean, I have
the
to.
loader goes to Putzniak.
Alright, I
You
have to.
got a
look
big,
at
you
it.
got a big problem, cause you're gonna be shoveling sand into the truck.
So,
Yeah,
but we do have them,
our grade all look.
we do have that equipment to
summer.
sell,
No, it's for that one.
to go in the fund
And
balance.
it's the same thing with the depth fluid.
Other than what we gotta do with the equipment and the fund balance, that's all I got in my whole budget is the point twos, or the point ones and the point fours,
Alright,
which didn't change my tax rate at all, so.
It went down, right?
they did.
Yep.
I'm like,
What'd you say?
Five eighteen to 514 or something.
Bob, how much is the cost of that new loader?
The new loader, I'll have to go look.
But that's not paid for yet, right?
No, 250 something,
Okay, so that's the loader that's coming
right,
out.
but we've already got that
I wrote
covered.
down truck, but it's a loader.
So that was the, yeah,
That's the only thing we have coming, right?
I thought we had a truck coming.
we have a truck coming.
Oh,
We have a truck and a
Supposedly.
loader.
so we have a
The
loader
truck-
for 250 and
Mary,
a
the
truck?
loader's covered in the budget.
You already
Yes.
appropriated that money?
The only thing that's not covered is the truck we don't own.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We've been talking about the truck for 2 years now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Good, good.
that's it on my budget.
that's it?
The biggest part of it was what we're gonna do with the new truck and like 4% or 2%.
Right,
I didn't change the pavement, I didn't change any of the point, capital outlay or nothing. So if something happens with the state this spring and I get less money reimbursed to us, I'll just turn the paper off, so that's all.
When are you gonna put that other, that white truck in auctions international?
Well, I can put it on right now, I was hoping to lump everything together and make it one big ad and Auctions International, but I can get the plow on the red one and quit using the white one and get ready to sell with the loader. It's a good time to sell it before winter, cold out.
Well,
The only thing I just I could sell the loader and the pickup at the same time, so the loader's here, but it's just my fear.
When's that loader supposed to come in though?
Last week,
Oh,
Last month, actually.
awesome.
and then
So the
they
same-
guaranteed me the third week in September, so,
So the same thing with the truck.
yeah, so.
The thing about selling a truck is it gets older every day.
Right, exactly.
New ones are coming out, it's a year old.
But August, or September and October is a good time to sell that truck.
Mm-hmm.
I only got to run a 2-week ad, and it's reserved, everything is reserved down there, we either approve it or we don't.
Right.
People will be looking for them because they can't, right now, no one.
Can't get them.
Can't get
Look at
them.
us, we're waiting 2 years for a truck to buy it.
People want it, that's for sure.
Right.
It's in good shape, low mileage. Got an 9.5 foot plow on it.
Anybody else got
And
anything?
you don't know what the strike is gonna ultimately do to the, market, and
Afterwards, yeah, who knows, we'll be driving jumps some days, probably. It was a good deal while it was going on, the municipal bid and stuff has been going on for a lot of years, and towns just figured out that they could take advantage of it and drive trucks for nothing, and then it went away.
Okay, anybody else got anything else on the highway?
That's it.
No, Brad, nothing?
No.
Anybody up there got anything? Okay, we'll go into the, we got a lot of time, right?
You cold?
Yes.
Bob's.
You kidding?
Pretty cold?
Yeah.
I got a hoodie in the truck.
No, I'm good.
I have a blanket in the truck.
No, it's not. I got one in the back.
That's what's in there, so if it's more, then it'll be a bonus.
Come on.
So, let's,
$25,000 plus school.
we'll start out on,
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Okay,
On page 1?
yeah, on board, personal services. So you got no raise there, right? Nothing on this?
awesome,
What do you guys wanna
I'm
do?
good.
You good? I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah.
Good. You guys good?
you want,
The town board, no raise?
I didn't get any sheets returned from
No,
anybody in
that's
the
fine.
court, so I left it as
Yep.
what it was.
Perfect.
So justice,
Yeah, let's talk about the justice.
The what?
The justice,
I'm reading through supervisor.
Yeah,
what's happening there?
the justice is perfect timing, Dale, you just wanted to. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. It's not anything that I'm in favor of. I don't mind going like a 2% raise.
Maybe even a 4, like the highway.
well, in the conversation I had last night, with Terry, one of the comments to me was, there were a couple of years they never got a raise, because of who the town supervisor was. So that really hurts you, so mathematically, when you have someone that hasn't gotten a raise, and other people did, when you eventually get that raise, you never catch up. Think about yourself and your own income, right? So that was just a comment to me last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I've talked to Terry several times in the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
I think 5 or 6 times today.
Today's, yeah.
But, not about this,
Oh, yeah.
nothing about this. So,
I did talk to Terry. This was brought up as well. And I'm sure the same thing he talked to you, Dan, about.
we talked about doing a justice court reduction earlier in the year that it didn't end up happening. And, you know,
Yep.
that was to save money,
Right.
obviously, we all talked about. And,
What,
but
what-
this, you know, we not only have 2 justices still, we're gonna retain 2. We now have, a request for a 43.48% increase in pay.
You bring up 12 each.
when was the last time they had a increase in pay?
Did we get 2% every year?
Yeah,
have,
we held them at bay for a while.
Way back when last year.
I was gonna say, I think they, I'm pretty sure they got.
We didn't hold them in a bait for 40% though.
That's a lot.
No, but what I understand, bring them 12 each would be in line with the next lowest paid judges in the county.
Who's that?
I think Palermo.
Palermo?
Yes.
So right now, what you're telling me is the lowest paid in the county,
Is New Haven, like by far lowest paid.
and then
Palermo's at 12
bringing
something.
them to 12
Would be
would be tiebreaker with lowest.
Right now, what is each one is at?
Well, that'd be 7. If they're going up to 12 and they're the lowest, then it was that percentage rate, 40%, so that'd be 7,000, right? Am I doing my math
Looks
right?
like it was at 16.7,
What's that?
so it looks like.
It
Right
was-
now, what does each one get?
8,330.
83.63 each.
83.63.
Okay.
83.60, I was gonna say it was
So it's off by 1,000.
Right,
Yeah. I'm good with giving them raises,
So am I.
you know, I'm not interested in anything even remotely close to that, it's light years away from where I'm thinking,
Right.
so.
Well, not
If we're
only
gonna-
that, but when you look at the next line, okay, that's a rather large percentage increment also.
Is that the clerk? Whose line is that?
state clerk, right?
Yes.
Which one?
Holy moly, 71%.
I didn't
There's,
This is the justice, this is.
That's the clerk.
so wait a minute, the clerk would be making more than the judge?
No,
Oh, okay.
they wouldn't be if you
Close.
gave them the
If
same.
you-
Oh, I gotcha.
Which,
That's pretty close though.
what about instead of a percentage, like a lump amount, like $1,000 to start to equal the amount to Palermo? I mean, essentially, if you're gonna talk about eliminating one judge, you wanna be comparable to your neighboring towns, so instead of all of a sudden jumping to 12, you could look at 1,000 and then next year.
So after talking with, Lori Method Demasi, at the Association of Towns, some towns already did do the justice court reduction, what we
Yeah.
talked about.
Yeah.
And there's several more that are doing it this coming year. You know, we could revisit that. I don't see, we're not gonna hit our target number that I wanna hit with doing this, keeping 2 judges, you know, the kind of a. That's my opinion.
This is just one line item, so there's other places we can
There
can cover.
is.
Yeah.
Well, ultimately, what happens when you move all the way down the page, and you get down to the bottom line, you have an increase overall of 57%
in this,
in this particular,
Oh, right.
Right.
and that's significant.
what is the contractual that's jumping up so high?
They probably, well, you're gonna have a new clerk that has to take classes, right, and the judge has
And
to
the
take
new judge,
classes.
yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
training?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
training.
So you're not.
So that's a 1 year,
We're gonna have to leave that. There's nothing-
So we're gonna have 2 clerks on the payroll for 3 months.
Yeah.
Cause that was, what we talked about that early in the year. That's, we knew there was gonna be an increase there. Because typically we would have 1 clerk, but there's gonna be a 3-month period. Well, I don't know, we have some issues with it, we need to work out there. We were going to install a clerk
No,
tonight
right.
to get trained. We talked early in the year about the 3-month of training.
Yeah.
That's obviously not gonna happen tonight, we've got some issues that we need to get ironed out. So, I guess we need to figure out what we wanna do with this, percentage.
So they're at 83 now.
I'm not opposed to a judge getting a raise. Not. I mean, that's the justice system, they deal with criminals every day. They deal with bull crap every day. Not opposed to it. I'm not gonna throw out a number, but I'm not opposed to them getting more money.
I think typically what we've done every year is 2%. Well, one year they're about 3 years ago, was it 2.5%? Everybody
Yeah,
had it?
I don't know.
We've typically done 2% increase,
Okay.
which is in line with our tax cap, you know. Where are we at on our tax cap anyways with,
Without making any changes right now, you're $1,600 under the tax cap.
okay.
So leaving that, leaving this amount, this 57%?
Yes.
You're still on.
However, your tax rate is high.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's the,
Tell me about
What's
it.
that put our tax rate at? I didn't look at it.
you got that right?
So
7.41.
2% is like $167.
Right, it's not very much.
It's not that much.
4%.
My target goal would be to get our tax rate, overall rate, down around 7.
I would say 10.
So you say overall, meaning general
Give me 10,000
highway.
a year.
Combined.
At 17.
6.9 to 7,
Yeah.
right in that range, if we could do that.
So.
4%.
They deal with a
Right now,
lot.
4% is
$75,000.
$634, it's not.
So I would say upward to 10,
75,000.
but then there's still the lowest paid judge
But
running the
you-
county.
This year,
So we did
And then next year.
How much
there's
we
a
need to
gap.
reduce it by
75
at least it's a
thousand somewhere.
Ish.
So
I know in
75,000.
the past,
So it would
there
get
wasn't
you
a lot of revenue.
ish.
to go
Ish.
up.
75-ish.
To what she's saying.
Would get you to 7 where you wanna be.
I'm sorry.
So decreasing the expenses by 75,000-ish would get you to where he wants to be at 7.
But we have fund balance we can use also.
Mhm.
I have a $50,000, tax stabilization reserve fund.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
there's
this
like
is,
50,000 in there.
this is not set in stone, we
Right.
still haven't gone through the whole thing,
Yeah,
if we
right.
at least try, to set a number for them that might be a little more reasonable, and if it doesn't work out well through the rest of the budget, we can always come back and look at it.
So what if we did, like you suggested 1,000, what if we raised it to just even number, 10,000? And see how it
That's
fits,
still
see how
a
it fits,
massive,
and it's still the
raise.
lowest in the county.
right, it's still a massive increase though.
Well,
right.
it's like
You're right, you're absolutely right.
$1,700.
A
But
year.
if everyone, if you wanna compare everyone else's salary to the town, if we're gonna talk about other salaries, if we compare in the town with, your highway department, the highway supervisor, the town board and that, I don't know what those numbers are, but if the rest of them are pretty comparable to Palermo, but you have some categories that aren't,
Sure.
I don't know that that seems fair to someone if I was in that position, that's all I'm saying. And if they've been slighted, I don't know that, I don't know that history.
Maybe what?
But I'm just saying that, how do the other salaries compare? Are we comparable highway department? Are we comparable to highway supervisor? Are we comparable with the town clerk? And then our judges are way down here, I'm just asking that question.
Remember we did that survey
A long time
a
ago.
long time ago.
I looked it
I
up.
think the bottom line is you can't correct all of the past errors in one shot,
Right.
No, right,
okay?
I agree.
Now, I don't know, maybe the right way to do it is 15%, 10%, 15%, okay, that might get you back, but again, okay, I don't think that you can do it all in one fell
No.
swoop.
No,
I
we're,
don't think
we're not
anybody
suggesting
did
that.
No, and I think at the same time, is we can always come back to this. We're on page 1 here.
Right.
So 15% is
It'd be good to get it out of the way.
You're
This is
right.
a tough one.
You're
Yeah.
right.
But
It'd be good
15%
to
is
not
jump
1254.
Right.
Which gives them 96, 17, 96.
I'd like to make the suggestion, add 1,000, and then keep working at it each year, eventually get it up, rather than
1,000 put them at what, 96?
No,
Put 'em at
1,000 will
93.
put them at 93.
94 almost.
I think you have to
How
make a
much
good
of a
faith
increase
show,
is that?
okay, but like I say, you cannot fix it all at once,
Right,
period.
right.
1,000 more than that.
$1,000
So
dollars.
93.63.
93.63.
About 12%.
Either
It's
it's
like
15%.
12%.
Right, so $2,000 less than 15%, I'm just
Right.
saying, you don't necessarily have to, I can figure out what that percentage would be.
think you have to do some modifications, because I don't think that these are the numbers to live with.
I don't know what the right answer is.
Well,
It's compromise. That's what we have to do. They're asking for 43, if we give them 15, that's showing good faith that we're trying.
no,
It's better than 4.
I
Not
hate
as
to do
good
this,
as
but I'm gonna have to.
40.
Dale, what, if you weren't leaving at the end of the year, where would you be on this? You're here, Terry's not here.
I've done it for 33 years. Obviously, you see where we're at after 33 years.
Right.
There's some towns that are more fruitful than others. There's some towns, the majority of the towns do make more. As Danny has expressed, there are townships that, in this county and other counties, that there's only one judge. When we talked those numbers before, with the taxpayers in the town, we even broke down to $5 per household by eliminating one judge. So, but then it doesn't play in that you're gonna have to pay that single judge more money. So, the biggest thing is you just gotta be fair for the town and the taxpayers. You know, again, this is the first I've seen this, I didn't know what was proposed, but again, 10 to 15%, you, as Fred expressed, you can't make up for history. You know, and again, the thing is we're not here, we're not money revenue makers for the town. It was never designed for that, and that's not what it's about. So, again, it's strictly up to the board, but again, I can't see anybody crying over 10 to 15%, it's still more than the past. And again, the board is showing that they're trying to rectify a problem that happened a long time ago, and you're not gonna create the wheel in one night. So that's my input on it.
$1,000 is 11%.
So if you did 10, you're talking 13%, 12.5.
10%?
If you did $10,000 instead of what they're making now, you're talking about 12.5, 13% interest. Right? Am I doing my math right?
If you left
It
at
comes out
10,000,
closer to 20. That's combining them
that's closer to 20.
It's closer to 20?
20% of 8,300 is 1,600.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
I say 15.
I'm. What do you think?
I think
Dan?
we should have a couple of options, is what I think. We should have a raise option with 2 judges, or a raise option if we do a reduction. The night that we were going to deal with this, I had COVID again, was sick, didn't make that meeting, and we did not address it again after that.
This budget year, we have 2, so we have to go with having 2.
So, moving forward, I would say maybe a 10% raise would be fair.
$1,000 is 11%.
Yeah, like I said, a 10% raise.
Yep.
Fair. And then,
Well, just one person.
yeah, just one. So, but Fred makes a good point, you know, you can't fix,
No, but we could
What's going on?
incrementally get there maybe. And
So-
we could figure it out in 5 years, what we'd have to do to
Right.
kind of
I personally think of a more
$1,000.
conservative number, like maybe 6 or 8%, you know. Typically what we've done is 2% per year.
And the only thing is with the percentage, if the person has been low for years, the percentage, when everyone else is getting, they are creeping ahead more. So the smart, when I had to fix a similar situation with a salary position I had, what we did is we added a flat amount, we calculated out how many years it was gonna take us to equalize them with the rest of the positions. So if you add a flat amount rather than a percentage, maybe over 5 years, you get them more on an equal basis.
Dale, when was the last time that you guys didn't get any kind of a raise at all whatsoever?
I think there was a raise last year, but then I think the year before, I don't believe there was.
And there was a lot of years ago when,
Well, there was a lot of years where there was, but again, it
yeah,
was,
they didn't get
it
any.
didn't end court, you know, it didn't stop court from functioning,
Right,
you know.
but it
that's-
doesn't mean we can't try to
Well, the
fair.
thing is you gotta remember one thing is, you know, everybody here is trying to keep the taxes as low as possible,
Sure,
so that people can afford to stay here.
but we had fun down.
It's a tough balance,
It is, again, you're never gonna balance it.
it's a tough.
I've always said at some point in time, when do the towns start getting split in half? And one goes east and the other one goes west. It's coming, cause the state's taking more and more away, and
Sounds like my answer, declare war on Scribe and then
Or
surrender.
maybe no more New Haven.
Boy, my tax rate will go down. Ooh, I live in Scriba. I'm
So-
only a
so-
stone's throw.
So do we wanna,
I won't even discuss that.
More wisdom from Fred.
I have a very bad taste in my mouth, describe it right now.
Really?
So, okay, what are we gonna do? Let's try to get this.
10%?
Number,
You wanna do 10%?
how much is that?
836.
800, yes.
836?
I still say about.
I say 1,000.
I like 10%.
Fred? We got two and two.
I still think you gotta go a little bit higher than that.
Then
Because you're trying to correct the sin. You can't correct all of the sin, but you gotta correct some of
Is
the sin.
1,000 enough?
go 12 and a half and
Right?
Meet in the middle?
Meet in the middle, which is how.
But I think you gotta do a little more than a baseline, okay?
I agree.
Because,
So, 12% is $1,000.
Yeah,
1,003.
12.5% is
Oh,
$1,045.
Going once?
I think 10%. I do.
Alright.
has
the
anybody got a
average
quarter?
is- Right, no, what do you want, wait a minute, Dan, what do you want, 8 or 10?
I think 10%.
Okay, and you're rooting for 15, so the compromise is 12.5 in the middle.
Math Mary, strike.
Sorry,
Strikes again.
We have going once, going twice.
12 and a half.
alright, so 12.5 is $1,045. And that may still help in the end with the other stuff, when we
I
look
think
at
this
it.
thing's got an eraser on it.
Exactly.
Dale, I'm gonna let you give Terry the bad news.
as far as I'm concerned, that's good news.
Yeah, it is good, I think so.
It's not 2%.
Now, what are we doing with the
It's not
court?
2%.
Well, we gotta look at
Again,
that's
that,
another-
right.
Yeah.
That's another situation
Yes.
altogether.
So it's all, so we've all settled on 12%.
So, all I got to say on that is, you know, you got a judge that's been here 33 years, a lot of experience,
Mhm.
Yep,
okay? We got a person that's coming in brand new to the job.
right.
That's an argument to be made, okay? I don't see where someone just starting out needs a raise of that
Then
magnitude.
the-
Just me, or is it?
They don't,
We can't change
Haven't heard
that. I know, but
I
you
don't know
can't-
that you could
you
split
can't
those
say
hairs.
that.
Well,
Right.
I mean,
it's
I
like
get
that,
what
it's
I
like
get what
that.
Dan's saying though, I agree 100%, I'm not gonna hire somebody that doesn't know what the heck they're doing for $30 an hour, when I'm paying my highest guy $35 an hour, and he doesn't know
Well,
what a 2x4 is.
the first 3 months of training,
That's not.
or whatever it takes.
Well, he's gonna have to go to school. When he's, elected in November, then he's gonna have to enroll in, either School Road in Liverpool, if they're still doing it there.
You talking about the other justice?
Yeah, we're talking about the
Whoever's
clerk.
Talking about the
brought
clerk.
in, they have to go to school and they have to
all
pass
of
the
them,
test
you have to
before-
go every year.
or for they can be seated.
No, we're talking about
I
the clerk.
thought you were
Oh, I'm
still on.
sorry.
I thought they were still on the judge.
No, we're
No, I'm
clerk.
sorry.
Okay, alright, we'll catch up. Vacation mode.
Why don't you guys settle on 12%, and that's 1,003, and declare
I think we
victory.
already settled on this.
Yeah, we
Oh,
settled on
sorry.
that.
We
They went
settled.
12 and a half.
They did go 12.5, and I guess that's what the lady
What
said.
what are you doing with the clerk? That was
Yeah, the clerk, let's talk about the
I
clerk.
don't know.
Yeah, let's
Um,
look at the clerk.
Needs to go.
Well, first off, you can't raise the clerk 70%.
No,
No
no, no.
way.
Period.
no.
Who put that number in?
So,
It's the
Terry's note was that, Tom Palermo, he was talking about the justice was at $12,700. Their court clerk, I assume, is at 11,000. I suggest put the court clerk at 10,000 and give another 1,000 in December if they show up on court nights
No.
throughout the year as like a bonus.
So we're gonna pay
That's
our-
where he came up with
We're
$11,000.
gonna pay our judge almost $10,000,
Wait, the judge is making less than the
and then the
clerk.
clerk's making more money than he is.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah, it's,
What does,
let's,
Well, I think he was
now?
banking on the, you know,
But
he
he-
got that
Oh,
extra money, you know what I mean,
okay.
then they wouldn't be making more than
Okay,
him.
What's our clerk make now?
There's two on that line for $6,396 for the
Okay.
2023 budget.
Alright,
The clerk one, Lorraine, is at $6,033.
okay.
And then, Jessica kinda works very part-time, fill in, maximum 25 hours a year, and she's been budgeted for like $363, so that totals up to the current
Okay.
budget of $6,396.
Okay.
And Jessica will be done at the end of
She
the year
can't do
too.
it anymore.
So we'll be down to just one clerk.
Yeah, he indicated he thought there'd be just one clerk too,
Yeah, one
he
clerk.
wasn't gonna have two people anymore.
And Jessica's basically
She's full-time
half
now.
of a clerk.
Yeah,
She's not really.
quarter.
I'm good
Yeah,
with leaving
quarter
the
of a
clerk where it's at.
So am I. Don't move it.
Yep, leave
Yeah,
it.
I'm good with that too.
wait a
Brad,
minute,
you good with it?
wait a minute,
I'm good at leaving it, what,
The
right
clerk,
where?
where she
The
is
Rachel
now.
Where it is,
6396,
Yes, yes.
yeah, well, wait a minute,
wait a minute,
yeah,
wait a
but,
minute.
yeah, please. I wanna pick up on the fact that they said this other person was doing about 25 hours, right?
Which is 360.
So the new clerk is gonna have to pick up those extra hours, and if she doesn't have a part-time.
Well, she fills in when, Lorraine couldn't be here, I think is what it was,
She's
so,
assistant.
yeah.
Right, she was just.
Am I right?
Just
Yeah.
like our
Yeah.
deputy,
It was
town
only-
clerk.
It was only $396.
Then are we gonna
a year.
hire a deputy court clerk? Cause if you're not gonna hire a deputy court clerk, that means this person is gonna be doing all the work, when you wanna combine those two numbers together.
How long has Jessica been here, Dale? It's only been a couple of years, right?
Just a couple
I was
years.
gonna say, you never had one before.
No, she filled in, Lorraine was always on her own, and then
Yeah.
in the past 2 to 3 years, cause Lorraine was vacationing more, and obviously they were both retired.
So you're basically one person can handle it, kind of thing?
Oh, no doubt,
Okay,
no doubt.
alright, cool.
I mean, it's gonna be tough enough getting one in the saddle
Right.
versus trying to break two in, because Jess is all done also. So, I mean, that'd be something that I would look at down the road possibly next year, once the main clerk is trained, because obviously she's gonna have to take classes also to be certified.
well,
So we'll keep it at the 6.
yeah, I would keep some extra money there simply because you never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
You know, you can't predict somebody getting sick.
Is Lorraine gonna be training into the new year, or are they,
She
I
did
mean, are
tell
you
me she
very
Lorraine
was.
much-
said that she would help out if need be. Cause she's available. But, after the first of the year, I can't speak for her. But, she said she would be available to help out.
She said she would help out if it was needed.
We
but
Part
so
of the
do you
reason
need
that we're
extra,
do-
do you need extra money there to help pay for her to do that, or is she like volunteering? I don't
She's
know.
not.
That's what I'm getting
Well,
at.
one of the-
No, that's what I mean, you gotta
One of the-
compensate for that.
Part of the whole strategy of this, of what we're doing right now was to have a 3-month window to where the new clerk coming on was trained
No.
in time, so at the end of the year Lorraine could go and we wouldn't have a void,
Okay, so you don't need it
that
though.
was kind of our plan.
You could always use that deputy court clerk for Lorraine if she did have to, set in to help her.
Yeah, that $1,800.
That would be your 25-hour window there.
That's a good idea.
So leave that $1,800 in there.
No.
Leave that 18 as 18 and not 32.
What?
Yeah, leave it
The
as 18.
contractual, no, cause that's for
No, that's,
training.
yeah, that's contractual,
for
that's not
training.
the deputy.
Oh, I'm
That's
looking at the
training,
wrong number.
yeah.
It was 11,000 is what he's got in there.
I don't think we need to leave
No.
11,000.
No, I'm not talking about 11.
Right.
No, we already decided we're gonna leave that at
We
60.
did, but then we were talking about having to have some extra money in there in case we have to train.
That's the-
Oh, yeah.
That's,
So-
that's the contractual $1,800 for training,
No,
No,
that's for the class
no,
she has to
that's the
take.
training, you
That's
There's
what I
can't,
just
no
said,
increase for
class.
that one, huh?
right,
It's
but,
under contractual.
right, but for Lorraine to come in and train the new clerk, you need to have some money in the budget for that, you can't put that down in contractual, it's gotta be in
$396.
That's what I,
personnel services.
that's what I just said,
Right.
we talked about
If
doing it
Right.
now.
Right.
But if she's
So,
going to be doing
she's
it
already
this
getting
year,
paid.
If it's after the
Okay.
first of the year, we could create an hourly rate
Sure.
for
Well,
her.
not a
Right, you're gonna be
contingency,
hiring, you're
you
gonna be
have
paying
to.
two people.
Right.
So
Right,
you
for a
gotta
period,
budget two
that's what I
people.
just said a little while ago, where there's gonna be 3 months where we're gonna be paying 2 people.
Right, so we can't just have 6396 in that budget, we've gotta have
More money to
more
cover
money in
paying
that budget.
the
The
extra.
396 covered 25 hours, correct?
It was
$25
$363 covered 25 hours.
Okay.
But the extra cost is gonna be in this year.
6,033
It's not
is
gonna
what
be in
Lorraine
It
was
won't be in
getting.
next year, it's in this
Okay.
year,
And
If
that,
it works out,
if it works
Yeah.
out.
and that works out to how many dollars an hour?
Lorraine was salary.
Yeah,
So,
but the 396 or,
that was
14.52.
25 hours at $14.50 an hour is all Jessica was getting paid.
okay,
Minimum wage goes up to $15 at the end of the year, so you
Yeah.
gotta account for that.
so you
If
gotta
you're
throw
doing
a
that
bit of
little side
something in
thing.
there. To bring it up to minimum wage, nothing else.
What if they budgeted 7, even, whatever.
That's what I was gonna recommend.
right,
Why don't we,
What happens then?
why don't we divide that, why don't we divide her rate up by 12 and then throw 3 months in there? This would be the thing to do, right?
Add the 3
For
months
who,
to
Lorraine?
it. That's not a bad
No,
idea.
no, Lorraine's gonna be here till the end of the year, getting paid her
Right,
salary.
Right.
right,
The new person coming on is gonna be getting Lorraine's rate, okay?
next year.
Why don't we take Lorraine's rate, divide it by 12, and then multiply that by 3, the 3 months that she's gonna be here.
For a helper,
for
I see
her.
what you're
Right,
saying.
no, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Boom,
my brain's not.
problem
Yeah.
solved.
Right.
The
No,
amount
that's
of
a good
What you
idea.
would do.
That's a
So-
good
And
idea.
then
What else
everybody,
would you do?
No, that's a good idea.
So basically, okay, if Lorraine had to be here or another person, they're making what they used to make.
So what's our number gonna be? Where I'm at,
So,
so 6396 is what she's gonna make next
So
year,
you're
divide
looking
that by
at
12.
$30 a month,
It's 533 a month.
360.
yeah, just
So-
whatever,
Whatever,
whatever, once a week.
Oh, I did
$100.
6396 divided by 12, it's 533.
It's 15.99. Yeah.
1,600 bucks.
So $1,600 is what it turns out to be.
So we're gonna
So you're
add
converting her to an
1,600
hourly?
bucks.
I'm glad our
So
math is
63.96. So what's her
math.
I think they're just coming up with a number.
I'm not following what they're doing. so-
Math Mary, you're not following me?
No.
So, okay,
Are you
so,
serious?
There's too many people talking and I'm not sure what's happening.
so they make this right now.
Yep,
So if she's gonna stay on for 3 months, they time this divided by 12
yeah.
times 3. That equals out to be 15.
Oh, right, I got to the 533.
Now that's in case they have to stay for those extra 3 months. So now we can budget in the 1,600.
No, she shouldn't be,
7,995.
in case she has to stay for the extra 3 months. It's for the 3 month, the last 3
That's what
months
I'm
of this
saying.
calendar year.
Oh, okay, I
Right.
phrased it wrong, but yes.
Right.
Right.
We had talked at the board meeting about installing someone tonight, it's obviously not gonna happen.
So,
So now we're back at November, October.
No, we'll still get her in there for.
We got,
So
meeting,
November,
the,
I
December.
think
We
we'll
got a
get it
meeting
squared
in 3
away.
days.
meeting
For this year,
in
next year.
October.
I think we'll get it squared away
So
in
are
the
we
next
thinking
week.
that we're gonna put
No, that wasn't
7,995 in that number? Are we gonna leave it at,
They take it from
Fund
zero.
is that, that's, I mean, I would
Hold
just
on
round
one
it to
second.
8,000.
it wouldn't be 7,
Let me just do this real quick.
so it'd
It'd be
be
6396 plus 15, whatever.
99, so just
What's
do
that?
1,600.
Right.
3 months in each.
So,
So,
396.
7,996.
This looks like a kid's math homework.
Yeah, except I'm gonna put on two.
Seven
Yes,
thousand
I was gonna say,
nine
yes. You haven't seen kids now.
Should be a guy's.
So $924 extra.
What?
For,
Let me try it again.
That's exactly what I'm
Alright,
asking.
so it'd be $1,600 more, so it'd be $7,996.
And that's
That's
what
what
I
you said.
had.
Is that what you guys came up with?
But I
Okay,
said move it to 8,000
8,000.
just to make it round.
so math is mathing, so move it to 8,000, we're good to go.
It's a $3,000 change.
Sure.
Which is better than the 4 that we
Oh
had.
my gosh.
Do you know that is?
You see this?
Yes, I got it.
That's what I had.
What'd you come up, $15.99?
63.99.
$15.99.
I'm sorry, I must have hit something.
No, you're good, man.
So you got 15.
So I just rounded up to
I'm gonna write down
16,
two separate lines.
which brings you to
So
7,996,
I'm gonna put
So
it
move it to
which if you add on another, yeah,
Just make it eight
on the
thousand.
one B, I'm gonna make that the 16.
Alright, you got that
Moving
8,000?
on,
So you got 8,000.
8,000.
8,000.
Yes, sir.
Did you,
Oh, I see what you're
See
saying.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
did you
I
make
got
a
you.
note of how we
There's a
come up with
$3,000. It's a $3,000.
So we only have a
From
limited
legal,
amount of
yes.
paper.
I'm running out of space over here.
I'll email it all out to you tomorrow.
So the rate's gonna stay the same, and we'll allot 3 months pay,
yeah,
Yes.
whatever Lorraine's making right now.
And then 1604 for if you have somebody training, or Lorraine to help training in the new year.
Right,
So the two together is $8,000.
yes,
yes.
Yes,
perfect.
I would think that
It's
3
going
months
to be
would be an
broke out on
adequate
two
amount of
separate
time.
lines.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You think, Dale, or no?
Break it out on two
Well,
separate
again,
lines.
it's- you never stop learning that business anyways, so there's constant training
Right.
sessions,
So
stuff
the
like
D
that.
line has nothing
The
to
main
do
thing
with
is
it.
is
Yes.
creating her own
That's-
system when
that'll
it
be
comes to,
1604.
the filing, cases, stuff of that nature.
Get her going,
Pardon?
get
Okay,
him going, get
Good
him
enough.
started.
we all set on that?
Yes,
moving on.
That should be easy.
Oh, that was really Okay, next up supervisor, that's good.
And the same.
You're leaving the contractual and the equipment on justices
yes,
at $2,000 or whatever,
Yeah.
$1,000.
1,800.
18 plus,
Is that enough, Dale? The,
Well, if you look, I don't think we've ever met our contractual to begin with. The computers are supplied by the United Court System. The only computer that would have to be possibly updated would be Lorraine's. As far as postage, stuff of that nature, I think we get it through the town, so. I mean, it may be time to look at the computer, I don't know how old it is,
Okay.
to see if it needs to be updated, but.
And he
do
put
you know what that is?
You put update printer and laptop.
Update all the computers here?
No, we
No,
updated
they're not
a couple of them
Couple
as
of
they
them.
died.
Right.
As they died, we updated them, so there's a few we have to still update, like mine and the deputy clerks
Oh.
and Bob's and supervisor doesn't even have one,
so
so
$1,000 will cover it, I mean.
Lorraine.
Well, we got 1,800 in there, so. Okay, we're good there, right?
Yeah,
And the
Okay.
3,200 is the training, is the schools.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why that doubled,
Yeah.
How-
the contractual for the training to 1,800.
Is that because we're training two
It went from
people?
1,800 to 3,200.
Cause that one, that training's only, is that for both the judge and the clerk?
That's what he indicated,
Okay,
yeah.
then it would make sense to have that.
Okay.
Is
And
it
the
that
new
much?
judge will have to go to Albany for school for
1800?
5 days is why the increase. Next
Okay.
year should be lower. That's what he's got on here.
Okay,
So he called somebody, found out.
That's 5 days, is it, huh? Okay.
We had 5 days and, classes 8 hours a day. And at that, again, at the end of the 5 days, you take, you have to take the test. And obviously you have to pass it, if not. You may get your wish.
Oh,
That's interesting.
okay.
Yeah, most people don't realize that several of these positions, okay, you don't pass, okay, you either take the course again or you're SOL.
Basically, it's not offered again until spring.
well,
ugh,
When is that actually offered, is it,
Say again, please?
when is the class offered? Do you
Well,
know?
normally I believe it's December, because obviously the election's in November,
Okay.
and they used to do it right in, I went to Liverpool, on School Road. And I don't know if they still do it there.
Or
I mean,
they
it's
might be
something that
traveling,
we're gonna have, pardon?
they might be traveling.
I mean, again, you don't know, it could be Syracuse, it could be, like the fall conference, but again, I believe that also happens, long before, election.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so are we set there with the 32?
yes.
Set with everything there, right? Okay. Supervisor, we're all set there, no increase. anybody got anything on the annual report audit?
What we can do about that?
It's,
It's an only.
creeping
Yeah, it
up
is
on-
what it is, I
It
mean,
is
that's,
what it
that's
is.
the,
Creeping up
yeah,
to a
that's
pretty
the contractual
hefty
thing
number.
about.
Well, not only that, but again, okay, don't forget the state sets the, requirements for the audit.
Right.
Okay, and if they change their mind, okay, the price of poker could go up.
Yep.
Not everyone does
Anyways.
municipal audits.
Okay, for budget officer,
That budget officer was in there because Peggy used to be doing that, and that was a
I
separate.
know,
I just never change it in case it goes back to something like that, you never know in the future.
you always have a good night, when you just brought her name up.
We'll let you be the budget officer, it's okay.
And I put in 4 just cause I knew that's what highway's getting, so. Give you whatever you think I should get.
But you lowered your contractual.
Yeah, we haven't been using it, so.
Any comment on that? We gotta move on that?
Don't mess with something that's working.
Worth every penny.
It's a lot of work. Okay. Assessors.
Assessor.
Assessor.
That's how you get it, it's like assessor.
No, but we need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. So it's not on me.
Yeah.
I have to put on my clerk hat, or assessor's clerk hat, and my other clerk hat off. Every year.
Anything there? I mean, is this something that she put in for, or is this?
Well, I think most of them are gonna ask for 4%.
That's what the highway guys are getting.
Yeah, but we've talked about this in many times.
I know,
We
that's
talked
what I'm
about this,
bringing up.
they're negotiated contracts, same.
What did you say when you hired her?
That,
We did the
well,
contract,
that
right?
we would,
Cause she hasn't been here a year, right?
No.
No, it'd be.
so when we talked about the mileage, we had a little discrepancy over the mileage
Yeah.
thing, if you recall.
Mhm.
We had agreed that, whatever we were doing for everybody else, we would do for her, but I had no idea that, I think for you, we talked about 2%, not 4%.
I didn't
Yeah,
even think we
because
were talking about
she's
two.
driving 50 odd miles one way.
Yeah.
She's getting mad.
So,
Is she getting?
No,
No,
she's
she's
not.
not.
No,
that
she's
ended.
not. That
That was just,
You're right.
No.
that was when she was temporary.
Yes,
And then
right.
when we appointed her,
Yep, you are
after 6
right.
months,
Yep.
that went away. So-
Well, again, I'm just gonna go to, if you're giving everyone else 4%, I would not discriminate, so.
Yeah, but that's different.
Well, it's not
too. Janet's
discriminating.
right.
Well,
I mean,
I wanna say not discriminating, but, I would say keep it the same. If you're gonna practice a principle of 4%, why would you not do it for her?
I get that,
Okay,
for sure.
I wanna say her, but
It
that's.
just seems like 4%, we've never done that before for like everybody across the board.
Last year we
It's
did
like
2.
2%.
Right.
We had 1 year, 3 years ago or whatever, 4 years ago, where we did 2.5%.
But we did it for everyone.
We did it for everyone. I'm
So
talking
if
about
all-
across the board.
Sure,
Right, I mean,
We had this conversation last year too.
We
Different
did.
jobs are different jobs.
I would say that's a job that is a lot of work when it's being done well, and we haven't had any complaints. I haven't had any negative feedback. I don't know if anyone else has.
no, she's done a really good job.
Yeah. And we always say, we don't wanna lose this person, it causes a lot of trouble.
She actually found a couple discrepancies with one of my properties that the other 2 assessors before her that were supposed to be real hot shots went right by them, so that's
And assessing properties correctly is what brings revenue into the town. And the other thing is, I mean, we have had new properties. I know on Sundown Road, there's a new house, a really nice new house being built on the corner from me, but we've had the Dollar General added, there's a nice house being built on the road.
Is that the one Wes is doing?
I don't know who's doing it,
I
it's
think
kinda
less
back in the
is-
woods.
less is going
It
out.
looks like
It's
So-
gonna be a big house.
it is gonna be a big house, but I'm just saying that assessor's the one that brings in revenue, you wanna make sure you have someone qualified.
I'm okay with it.
Okay. I'm good with it.
Okay, me
Good
too.
with it? Not
Sure.
really.
Not really,
Not
no,
really.
but
Just remember, at some point in time, okay, you take a look at our assessed valuation, percentile, okay, and we're below 100%.
you also gotta look at the hours that these guys put in too, okay?
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm not really too okay with the 4%. Highway, yes, they put in hours, they go in at nights, all that kind of stuff, they do their equipment. Assessor works how many hours a week?
She looks a lot remote.
But what I'm saying is how many hours a week, even if she's working remote.
Everyone is valuable, it's a different skill.
No, I get that, I get
mean,
that.
it takes
We
education.
should never take, that we should leave
Yeah.
the Kaiser back completely out of the equation.
Right,
They're negotiated contracts and we've never done that before, so the highway guys are getting this, so it's not
but
the same.
that's what I mean, though,
A
it's not the
negotiated
same.
contract, they're totally separate.
Well, we can look at the cost of living increase, we also should look at then,
That's an
Yeah,
argument, that's a valuable argument.
Yeah.
I said I'm good
The
with it.
price of everything's gonna reach through the roof.
yeah,
I get that.
everything,
I get
yeah.
No,
I said I'm good with it.
And then you kept going.
I know, I spiraled.
So are we good with the assessor? at
Yeah, I'm
3.99?
really interested in being fair and similar, when we look at the clerk, when we look at the bookkeeper, when we look at even us, the amount of work I know I'm putting in. If you're gonna be looking at those positions and you don't need people at 4%, I would say keep it similar
Okay,
for everyone.
no,
So-
Mary and I have spent a lot of time together, okay, on different committees.
Hey, you
It
volunteer for, no, I'm just kidding, can't put you in.
Voluntold.
I'm just kidding, voluntold, yeah,
We're here to serve,
that's right.
we're here to serve.
okay, are we good with, the, contractual there with her?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she must have
2,000.
training she has to do every year.
Okay. Town clerk, we got anything with bank fees or?
I don't know what that's for.
Okay. Town clerk, what do you got, Jen? 2% good?
No.
You've been doing a lot.
And why is that? It's been a pretty quiet year, I mean, what's the problem? Okay.
Why is the deputy going up so much?
Oh,
I need more hours for her. I need to train her, to be deputy more. So it's not a salary increase, it's just hours,
Our budget increase.
and amount of hours.
cause
went
you've had
from
more work in
700
your office?
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
went from 700 hours with Deb to asking for 1,000. I need more help. And I need to train her better,
Okay,
so she can actually cover for me, so when I take a vacation, she's fully prepared to cover.
I'm good with the town clerk.
Yeah, we had luxury, okay, with Debbie as our, deputy, that luxury's gone away.
Yeah.
yeah, cause she had a lot of experience,
Right.
she made your
And
job.
she only covered for me when I took time off,
Mhm.
and a little bit extra in the winter time during tax season to help me out when I'm really busy. That was it.
So next year, this should be less.
No,
No.
she wants more
No,
help,
and,
I
well,
need
wants
more
it's
more
for
hours.
training, right?
Well, I need to train her, plus
She
I
wants her
need
to
more
work more.
time.
Right.
there's more work in the office,
She needs
Yeah,
to
there's
a lot
more
more
in the
work in the
office.
office.
Like,
I get that.
more time during tax season for sure, and then maybe 16 hours a week, year round, beyond, I mean,
You've
taking
been
a
working
week
your butt
off.
off, we
Yeah.
get it.
And then they would cover me
Right.
on my vacations and
I
stuff.
got ahead of myself on one thing, I wanna jump back to the first page.
So it's
Oh.
only 1,000 hours a year. I was filling in for Debbie at $1,200, $1,300 a year.
Okay.
Back to page 1, supervisor, Mary, are you good with the deputy salary? I forgot to ask you
Yeah,
that. Okay, you fine there?
yeah,
Alright,
whatever's the same for everyone.
okay.
Oh,
Just
okay,
making
that's
sure.
not in there though.
What?
The same for everybody is not in there. It just says 0.
Right, there's no raise.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she meant the same.
We didn't-
as
we
like
didn't-
average.
I
Oh,
didn't-
no, we,
Oh, okay,
no,
with what you're doing.
no, meant what the town board is getting.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're good with, are we good with the town clerk, or is there attorney, that went out,
Enough.
'cause.
Yeah, she went back and forth where to get what we owe her now.
Yeah, we owe her now.
And it's gonna work out and the other attorney that's been hired earns more than she does, right?
Mhm.
Is
That's
that-
what I was talking about.
So that's kinda why it jumped up like that. I mean, you can certainly cut it back if you think, and then on the planning side, the .41, they haven't used hardly anything. You know, I don't know what's in there, I don't know what's to come for that either.
Planning,
Did we ever get a
The planning
bill?
attorney,
Not
it's
to-
broke out in
Oh, the
regular.
planning board?
Planning boards,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but we got an estimated what we owe her for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Go by to help us with the
Yeah.
budget.
Okay.
is it gonna go over what we budgeted, the 21,000?
Is that like 80?
When was the last time we got a bill from Leslie?
Well, that's what she was
Proposed
after,
budget for
February or
next
something
year
like that.
is
I owe her from
Right, but I'm
February
saying
to
that
February.
this
July.
year
It was 21.
Never gone over that.
Yeah.
I don't think we
I'm
have.
not sure, I don't think we have either.
So we have not
Give us
spent
an
$21,000 this year on attorney fees.
No,
Okay, cool.
but
But.
we haven't had a bill since February either.
That's what we're
It's been
talking
after,
about
been
down
after
here.
her.
Right.
Did
We
you
gotta-
get a bill recently?
No, I've been asking her and asking her.
That's what we've been talking about. We gotta have one group, one conversation here. We just been going through this.
No, I know, I was getting the figures, and my question was, have we spent, we haven't
have
spent the
not
21,000.
Received a bill from Leslie since February. So I'm just asking.
Yeah, I owe her, or we owe her from February through the end of August.
You over.
Seven.
I don't know.
Okay.
Take that out of the town clerk budget?
Yeah.
And Jen, didn't she send an email with what, it was
Yeah, it was
approximately
estimated.
like 8,500, am
Yeah,
I right?
that's
or
what I figured, cause she said the average, like, I think she said $1,200
A month or
a month. Some are more, some are less.
something. Yeah,
Alright, so 25,000 then should be about.
I'm thinking your 21 is, if you wanted to help the budget a little bit,
Yeah.
Well, we can
decrease it by
Yeah.
4,000 and
Yep,
help cover some of the other expenses with the judge and clerk.
and if you go over, that you can
You
take
got
it out of
contingency
contingency.
money. Just my suggestion.
Yeah,
You haven't even come close to spending 21, I don't think you need to go to 25.
How much for 7 months? Or how much monthly?
She said 1,200 roughly,
So
average.
1,200
average.
14,
averaging per
15.
month, that's 7 months. So yeah, that would be roughly 50 grand
That we still owe her.
that we still owe her, not including what we've already paid her.
right,
Right, which we've only paid her for 1 month so far.
Okay.
1,500.
But still, so if it's 7, you're talking 12 months, you're looking, maybe 25 is a better number.
No,
No.
by the end of the year,
Less.
we're not gonna owe her more than $12,000.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm right.
If it averages 12 a month.
Right.
That's 14.4 for the year.
We don't know what
Right.
it's gonna
That's
cost.
why I said 15.
for, Rebecca.
Yeah, they budgeted 15. But yeah, Leslie, what's she getting,
65 an hour.
165, and Leslie was getting about 50.
Mhm. For, that's not litigation time.
Right, alright.
There was 200 for Leslie, and what, 225, I think?
Well, what Mary's saying is, well, bring it down to 21,000
Instead of the 25.
instead of the 25. And then if we go over it, we can pull it out.
bring it down to what?
20,
21.
keep it at 21.
Or 20, I think you're probably going even less, but.
Well, 21 would
So
stay
I'm
the
gonna-
same, and then you might have money at the end,
All smoke
in
and mirrors.
litigation.
Yeah.
Like 4-1.
So change that to
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're looking at it.
Engineer, nothing there.
No, nothing at
Oh,
all.
because you had to spend that much. Take that.
Yeah.
Records management.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess on myself.
Oh,
So the total is
building, town hall. You all on the same page here?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is the contractual, again? 1620.4, what's that? You spent 32?
Oh, that's, wow.
Where are you looking at?
It's the contractual bottom line.
Oh, the number.
I'm just wondering what that is, it's
Building
50,000.
account, a lot of stuff I get bills in the mail for, stay on that line.
Like,
Where you at? 20.4.
The contractual.
Oh, that was,
For,
yeah, that was just,
What is that?
let's see,
We spent 32,000.
32,000 so far.
Right. What is it? We spent 6.
That's not your heat and lights and those things, right? This is like the guys that maintain your air conditioning system and.
The dumpsters
The
over here.
copier lease, P&J Mechanical,
Okay.
Butler, National Grid, Volume Multiplex, water bills,
Oh.
IT
Okay.
service.
Alright.
There are some bills in there,
Yeah.
okay.
So I took the 32,000 through August, divided
Yeah.
by 8 times by 12, and I come up with 48 something. So
Okay.
Right.
Made it
I
50.
made it 50 just to
Sure.
give a little wiggle room.
That makes sense,
Yep.
cause everything's increasing.
Okay.
Central Communications,
That's the cell phone bills, cell phone system. Oh, the internet.
Cell phone spectrum, phone system, website maintenance.
So in 2022, we spent just under 9,000.
Yeah.
And then we moved it up to 13. Do we need to leave it at 13 or can we lower it to?
Over 10.
Well, did you do the same thing as Tracy?
I didn't, no, I just kept it the same
Okay.
as what it was.
So we could take some out of that.
Cause you got
take it
eight,
down to 10.
You could take a
take
little.
it down to 10, right? You got 8 and then 6 and then
We
13.
spent 9 in 2022. We're
Right.
probably gonna spend 9.
We're going down.
Yeah, if you do her method, it comes out to be like $10,000, maybe
Okay.
you wanna make it 11, just,
Just to make
cause
sure.
I'm sure Spectrum is increasing their
Right.
prices.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are.
Let's go to the line.
Alright, we're
$11.
going-
Cell phone went down.
We're gonna make that 11.
Yep.
I'm good with that.
Okay,
Okay.
11,000?
You're gonna
11,000.
11,000.
Final bet.
We got a long ways to go.
It's alright. Just tweak it a little bit here and there.
Central storeroom,
That's gonna be the same.
Supplies.
Shouldn't do anything there.
No.
no,
central printing and mailing,
the stamps have gone up, but if I do her method and multiply by 12, you get 2233. I keep it at 3,000.
leave it.
Oh, you're in the
3,000?
I
side.
keep it
Yeah,
at 3,000.
yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Instead of 3250?
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
wait, you're at central storeroom or you're at?
We're
No,
printing and mailing.
Printing and mailing.
Printing and
So
mailing.
it's, okay, if it's at 3250, you wanna
Right,
leave
make
it
it
at 3?
3,000.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be 3,000.
Equipment,
Well, hang on, now that I know her method, let's see what the
You shouldn't have told him your You method. can't, you can't always go by that though, cause some
Everything.
things you get billed at
I
the end
get
of the
it,
year, get checks and
we
stuff.
can round up, hold on, give me a minute here. Okay,
I think equipment's a good
Whoa.
number.
And I didn't necessarily always use that either.
okay,
Yeah,
because
that
that's
one's
quite a
good.
difference if I use your method to what you have in here.
No, I think equipment's good.
I think that's good, leave it
Equipment.
at 67.
Yeah, I like
we're
that.
good right there, okay.
And you could look at that, Jen, as replacing some of your computers or yours or something.
Okay, let's move down to, general government.
Nothing we can do with any of that,
No.
except the contingent, we're gonna leave it at 40. How much have we spent with that, spent anything out of that this year?
We took 5 out of it,
Oh, it's not show up.
contingency. We take 5 out of it for last year, 'cause it was 50, then it was 45.
On a what?
Of contingency.
Of the contingent,
Way ahead.
Sorry, we moved down, we moved fast
Sometimes.
sometimes.
So what's the question?
Well, we haven't taken anything out of that this year at all?
the contingency fund,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like below it says it's 39,771.
Oh, 38.7, okay, alright. So we've,
Actually, my, see it's changed here, it's 36,000 now, it was 40,000 budgeted.
Well,
Right.
36
So we
is
have
at
used,
the top.
yes, we've
so
used some.
we've used almost,
4,000, which is,
so do we need, we'll leave that alone?
I would.
Okay. Public safety, nothing there. Police constable. Was he asking for an hourly raise?
This is, we did give him a raise, yeah.
Is he good with that still, or did he ask for?
No, it's,
That's true,
I just threw it in there.
okay. Leave it.
I don't know, I don't see the guy, so I don't know if he's talked to anybody and, you know, if it'll change next year or not.
I think he's
Thirty
happy.
an hour, he ranges usually 3 hours each time, each voucher.
I think we can leave it, right?
Yep.
We'll leave it at 6,000.
Yeah, leave it. No way.
Leave it.
Cause it's an hourly
Yeah,
contract.
6,000.
You know what I mean?
6,000, okay.
Okay, control of dogs.
No raise.
We'll leave it right where it's at.
Sorry. Yeah, that's,
Why no
I
raise?
don't.
cause they don't pick up the phone.
Raise of 4% on salary unless we take it back.
Then he's gonna be making
Friday
more than her
raise.
too.
Huh?
No, I'm just talking out loud.
Well, that's not the
Well,
most
most
user,
people do talk out loud.
I know.
but if you're giving everyone else 4%.
We didn't give him, we didn't give our council.
Well, we
4%,
just gave him a raise last year.
Yeah.
He's an hourly
I know.
person
Right,
too.
but I'm talking about the
It's
town
not a salary
positions,
person,
I
it's
understand.
a contractor.
and that's not the most easy job.
What's that, the dog control?
Yeah.
Well. No comment.
Yeah, I'm
How
keeping
many
my mouth
dogs
shut
do we
now.
arrest a year?
What?
How many dogs do we pick up a year? Not many.
No, not many at all.
You know?
Well,
I
then,
mean, I mean, you're probably spending $150 a dog.
More than that, look at, right there.
he doesn't just pick up dogs.
No,
He
he
answers complaints, he
No,
does a
that's-
lot of driving around, he does check things. If you read his report, he does do that.
So
I'm
right
only one
now,
person, I'm just saying.
right now, he's making
They do
$7,000.
house them at their house, and they have to feed them and all that.
So
So
right-
is he buying the dog food and all that out of it?
That comes out of his
That's out of
contractual.
contract.
That comes out of contractuals. So you got
Which
$7,343.
$195 is what we've spent so far.
Right.
for-
So how many
If we had to
dog
have our own
food?
separate facilities, maybe, that'd be crazy.
Right,
Diet dog.
Okay, so what do you wanna do
You're on a
there?
diet?
I'm happy with the 4% because
Okay.
I'm not,
you're giving it to everyone else.
I'm really not.
It's a tough one because there's been a lot of complaints.
A lot.
Well, then
This year.
look at
A lot.
the position and
Um,
hire someone different.
This,
That's fine, but
Well-
that doesn't mean we give him a raise and then say,
I
hey,
haven't
have a
seen
good
any
day.
formal complaints.
no
on
formal,
this.
nothing, well,
This is just a budget, I'm not
Well,
sure
yeah,
this is
they're-
where you're talking
Right.
about. this.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
This is just a budget.
Right, you're not
I'm not
talking
sh-
people, you're talking
Correct.
positions.
Yeah.
I
what do
say-
you wanna do, 2% or
No.
4?
I did too.
I say 4, Mary says 4, it's you again.
What do you got?
How much is the level?
Try
I'd
not
say
having a
it's-
position and see what happens.
It's a position, it's not, you're giving everybody else 4.
Okay, okay.
And how much money are we talking,
Right.
4%?
You'd be talking about $256.
You're gonna squat about 256.
You're
Yes,
gonna
I am.
take off someone in the position and have them quit and then try to
Yeah.
find somebody to do it.
Exactly. Sometimes you don't know what you have till you don't have it.
Right.
It's $132, there's between 2% and 4%.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not worth
Wait, what do you wanna do?
4%.
4%?
Moving on.
Are we leaving at the same?
Yeah.
Yes.
4%.
I got outvoted.
Hurry up, move.
Lisa's phone.
It's fine.
Bring him Electric heater next week.
I told you that.
No, I'm bringing him electric heater.
Alright, grievance board, they didn't ask for any raises, this is,
They get $20 an hour.
that's crazy.
Right, leave it, okay.
Yep.
Public health. Ambulance,
I'm good with 25,000 for the grants.
Yeah, me too.
How much of a raise have we given the fire department?
It's not,
We didn't get there yet.
Okay, I know.
I think it was, whatever, it's already contracted,
That
right?
was, it's a totally different.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Alright, we on page 5?
Yep.
Did we get anything from you too?
Yep, we have some, but they told us.
They said 25,000?
Yeah.
That's only $500.
Right.
They asked for 2%, which was $490, they wanted to round it up to 500, so that's
Sure.
what I
I
put
think
in.
that's fine.
Yep. So I agree with you guys.
I'll write that down.
We're making progress.
I'm good with it. Okay.
You want it, what you want.
Well, I was thinking about old stuff.
I know, don't
Let's not.
Keep it in the
Old-
past.
In the
Let's
past.
Old
not.
McPhee.
In the past, in the
Moving
past.
on.
Move on. It's a new year.
Transportation, superintendent of highways.
And there's Bob.
4%, well, it seems like a lot of money.
Yeah, about that does seem like what it
One
was.
thing nice about that is a couple years when I retire, you'll be able to send that pay for the next guy.
Adjust it down to the next guy.
They did with me,
Is that what they did to you?
I started out at 30 grand.
Oh
That's
my
just
gosh,
awful.
would you stop, it's been 16
Hit the reset
years,
button.
or 14
Over
years.
14 years,
14 years,
over 14
we came on
years,
together.
you give me 2 flat rates to get me up to an average of the rest of highway superintendent.
I'm new to this.
Now,
Okay.
I asked for 4%. I work more hours than the guys, for less dollars, for more responsibility.
Alright, Bob, I
If you
agree.
guys wanna give me more than 4, that's fine.
Now, did you honestly think that that was gonna work on us?
Nope, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Alright, we're good, I'm good for it.
Good with Bob. Hey, when you're done with the supervisor thing, you could go to the highway supervisor, and then you could make lots of money. Like that.
He probably makes a lot more money on his other job.
I've got some other plans. It's going to involve another state. It's not gonna involve the town of New Haven, no.
I mean, you're not in it for life like the rest of us?
Okay, contractual, Bob, you good there in the 1500? Okay. Garage,
I don't see where we need,
you're good there?
just the 2% she's got in there for the contractual.
Does that need to go up there?
$90.
I know, but we've
But
only
she's never
spent
spent that much.
1,800 or
It don't need to go up,
1,000.
no.
Okay.
You've only spent 1,000.
If you wanna
Or
stay in the,
not
if
even
you wanna
about-
stay in the trend of this whole country, you might wanna bring it up 2%.
Trending.
Why don't you just make it 4,000? Because you haven't even.
Yeah, you haven't ever
You haven't
spent it
even hardly spent $1,000.
for the last 2 years.
Wanna make it 4, Bob?
Yeah.
Alright.
Pennies, nickels and dimes. Round
Try
it
not-
up.
Try not to spend that money.
That was a hard fought battle.
Now we only need $59,726.
59?
How much?
59,000.
That's all we need.
More.
Take one off the
Wait,
goal.
I'll put the 75,000 bill.
Okay,
Reserve.
Hey,
Services.
okay, the, economic assistance and opportunity, veteran services, do you guys go to the 500?
Yep.
Culture and recreation, historian,
She asked to stay the same.
she did,
Okay.
well, gee,
she's,
that's awesome.
she's doing a great job, I tell you what, seems to be really right out of the gate, doing a heck of a job.
She was a good recommendation.
Good.
Okay, good.
And we didn't know the same thing.
Exactly.
You wanna give her a raise or leave it?
Nope, leave it.
That's Joe.
No.
No, no raises. Celebrations, are we gonna leave it?
What is that?
4,500, what is that?
Recreation, right.
state agreement with the American Legion, right there?
American Legion, contract for 2,500 for putting the
Where are you
flags up.
Down here at the bottom.
At the very bottom.
And then,
Yeah, I thought it was
the other,
2,500.
it is, but the other part is,
all of
for
it.
the supplies,
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
which they never submitted a bill for supplies last year.
I was gonna say, it's now at state 2,000.
Wait a minute.
Find the supplies.
Wait a
If it
minute,
would've been the-
what do you mean about supplies, what does that mean?
It's,
Parades.
for parades,
Which
Oh.
they didn't have, cause they.
Yeah.
right, well, not only that, don't they have to buy their flags too, to put on the parades? Like, we pay them to actually put the flags up and take them down, and to hold celebrations, that's part of our contract, but the supplies that they purchase, they're supposed to submit receipts to be reimbursed.
Yeah.
The $2,000,
Yeah,
and they never submitted any last year, or this year. So,
what does that mean,
That
that next year they're
$2,000
going
went-
to?
we'll go into fund balance, the
Oh, okay.
$2,000 will go into
Sure.
fund balance.
But we moved it up to 45.
It's 45 between the 25 that they're contracted,
Oh,
and 2,000
For
for
the
the
supplies.
supplies.
Well, knowing that we didn't receive a bill, and I assume that the flags were purchased. And the
I'm
supplies
assuming so,
were,
that they were put up. Are they
Unless they-
still up there,
unless they cut them,
on the south?
unless they cut them.
Is there flags in the cemetery?
there was,
But they did do it.
no, they did.
What I'm saying, they might have bought a new one, they might have cut them.
I don't know.
You can't, there's no way you keep
No.
those, they're not.
No, they'll fade and
We've
all
taken
that.
them
Yeah.
down enough times with the Boy Scouts, they're a disaster. When they're done.
they don't last.
Not in the weather and all
No.
that.
Well, do we leave it, then we leave it at 45?
Yeah. Leave it on.
And what's the banners,
The banners that hang up,
the next page?
yeah, the
3,000,
banners.
right.
That's the account that we pay for the banners and,
You get reimbursed.
Oh, okay.
cause you have to pay for them and you get
Right,
reimbursed.
so it's
Okay,
coming
so
on the other side in income now,
Gotcha.
right? In the budget?
Right.
Well,
Okay.
it's, not really an income, it's a break even.
Right, it's.
No, but I meant, if you have it here as an expense, on the income side, it's in there, so it's a wash.
It's a wash, yeah.
So we're good there?
Yep.
Okay. Adult recreation,
As a seniors group.
Oh, they wanna go up to 4,000?
yikes, what's up with that?
They want 500 increase.
Oh,
No, they're basically saying the price of poker is going up to take a trip. Okay. I don't know, the biggest thing that I see, again, okay, they've gotten somewhat better as far as having more of the community at least being present when they have, their dinners or something like that. Because for a long time, the only thing really that happened was they take a trip. And that benefited a small number and left a lot of members of the community out.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot of times.
But, I guess if nothing else, I'd leave it, but I would ask the question for some clarification as to why the prices, changed.
Well, that covers their.
well,
postage
gas
stuff,
has gone up, you know.
Sending out flyers.
What's the sense of asking if you're gonna leave it?
But I'd like to know, okay, what the reasoning was, other than it just seemed like a good idea at the time.
Still on the same topic, correct? Still on the same topic.
We're right there on the adult recreation.
I still like my idea that I had there a couple of years ago of, doing something that
Right
they
here,
would all benefit from.
Yeah. That's, that's a thing, because, while we're on that subject, okay, one of the things that we miss, here in the town, for a sense of community, is the fireman's field day. Because that was the one time of year that you would see the majority of the people from the town. Now, I understand why we don't have them, but it seems like there should be something that we could come up with that would foster that sense of community that we really don't have.
Right.
Well, that's, yeah, we did talk about the old home days or something like that. The fire department doesn't want it to completely fall on their back. But I don't wanna get off the beaten path here with what we're talking about with the seniors. You guys wanna leave it or give it to them?
I'm fine with giving it, it's fine, I mean, all the price of gas and all that, and if they're doing more now with their dinner, lunches,
So we're leaving.
yeah. I mean, we've gotta get something back.
We don't just cut a check for those nights either.
Right, we had them submit receipts.
Right.
Right,
So they approve it.
correct,
So we might not use all of them.
right, you might not,
Right.
We used to cut a check for $3,000, and here you go.
And that.
It's been a bicycle.
Okay.
Still like the idea of doing something for all seniors in the town instead of just a select group that go to trips.
Yeah.
There's a lot of seniors in our town that can't get out, they can't, what's that?
You might get a lot of seniors that might not be interested in doing things. too.
That's what I'm talking about, is those that aren't interested in going and doing things, do something for all of them as
Something for them.
opposed to just a select group that are able to get around. You know, like maybe free turkey or something,
Yeah.
leading up to Thanksgiving or something, but if you guys are good with that, I'd do it.
I think you'd have to look into giving food away.
Well, you give them a voucher to go to a supermarket, just like they always, we wouldn't hand them out here.
Have a turkey.
I mean about buying food on town line, with the regs on it.
Yeah.
I think it might be regs about
Okay, let's move on.
that. Okay.
So,
But it's something we should, Dan, I agree, it's something we should think about, okay, what can we do? We don't have the answer right now, okay? But we could look at other, communities and see what they might be doing. That something might trigger in our
Sure.
brain.
Someone can do that research.
You wanna be on that committee?
No.
Why not? I'm on every other damn committee. I've even on committees that don't exist.
Cause we're seeing it, so it'd be a conflict of interest.
The turkey committee. Okay, so,
That stays the same.
So now you're talking about board, secretary, personnel.
This is planning,
Oh, that's the planning
this is the
board.
planning.
Okay,
So why does that go down?
I don't
because
know.
of the reduction.
Right. We're not gonna have
The
that.
reduction.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm good with it.
We're good there, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Um,
Oh my God, looking at my doodle
okay, where are we at?
Refuge and our,
The CAC.
our New Haven cleanup. We're on a New
Yeah.
Haven cleanup.
Garbage spring cleanup.
So, I just wanna say at this point, since we know what we're doing now, we hope to make that better for next year. We'll get ahead of it sooner, advertise it sooner, all that, now that we know what we're doing, what the procedure is.
Yeah, it was a good thing, I think, is this something we wanna do every year?
I do.
would.
I think it's a good thing, because, again, we didn't have enough publicity out there so that people actually knew that, yes, there was a town
Yeah, it's,
cleanup,
so
Choking?
when I coughed out.
there was facilities for them to bring things, so.
Okay.
Well, and we spent, even without the publicity, we had $16,000 spent, right? Out of that?
1,600.
It's 1,600, I'm sorry, out of 2,000, so I mean, that's pretty good, without really
I think if we
advertising.
really get it advertised next year, I'd say in January, we start planning, pick the date, advertise sooner so people know, get the flyers
So
out.
just put me on that committee too.
I thought you were.
Yeah.
Shouldn't need a committee for that, really.
No,
No,
it
that-
shouldn't.
Just
Cool.
put it in place and go.
Yep.
Okay, we're all good there, right?
Yep.
Let's go to code enforcement. What do you got there?
like everyone else, 4%.
I say yes.
He's been on a lot.
He's been working his butt out this
Yeah.
year.
He has no one coming at you.
I know, I'm all about saving money, but this is one, yeah, he earned it, alright?
Okay,
You know how I am.
Cemeteries.
we're moving cemeteries down,
You guys work on that for a second, I gotta step out here. We probably should have took a little.
a little break,
Recess?
Or go home at 8.
we're almost done now.
Okay. We are?
What?
Except for finishing.
I got a whole.
Well, we're almost done with the budget, and then we got the revenues. 2 more pages. Actually,
Yeah.
there's not, I don't know.
That would be
There's not- hey,
awesome,
we're
we
gonna
did
be
all,
good
we
at
did it
this,
all in
right?
one day last time.
We did. Alright, cemeteries, there's nothing we can
I
do
don't
there,
care
right?
about
Right.
So there's that. That's good. We can't do anything with the employee benefits, right?
Nope.
It's gotta be where it's at. Training,
And then debt
that's
service,
gotta be the same.
debt service
Alright.
for. So wait a
It's
minute.
still all on the roof?
This is the last year, I believe. Let me look, I had a note, hold on. I knew you were gonna ask. You always do.
Hey, the salt building's done.
It's, gonna say.
Yes, but what is the next thing
It
we
is
should
the
be
last
looking at?
year of the payment, yes.
Yes, but what would be the next thing we should be looking at?
You're quick to spend money, aren't you?
No, I'm quick to make sure we're taking care of property so that
facilities.
it's better to maintain than to not maintain, cause
What
it'll
you be
cost you
looking
money.
at? Getting
Yeah.
a storage facility, cold storage facility for Bob's
Mm-hmm.
equipment that has to sit outside in the winter all year round. So
Didn't they talk about your salt dome at one point, Bob?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can we not bring that up right now?
I'm just saying.
Who's trained you?
What's wrong with the software?
Nothing.
I was just
Really?
It's
speaking
all
of,
paid off.
I was speaking of maintenance, for
It's
this
all
building.
Come on.
Oh, we got nice.
Right. I know where it's heading now, right?
I'm really where you want.
Municipal building roof.
That's what I last time.
What about
Too far away.
Oh, outside, you mean building outside.
We're back on page 8.
The
We
town.
jumped through really fast because there's nothing we can do with any of that. That's all I'm saying.
We're just saying that the roof is gonna be paid off this year. And my statement was, is there anything else we should be looking at in the building maintenance, Bob's area, you know, do they have the proper equipment out there? And I'm just saying, are there other roofs we have to look at, that's all. It's better to maintain than wait till something happens.
You know, that salt building roof is what, 17,
Or wait for something to happen.
18 years old.
Maintenance
They
is
don't
always
last
cheaper
forever.
than.
No, it's pretty good shape.
There was some issues with that too.
I just had some work done on it.
The salt
19.
building.
Designed so snow can fall.
I'm sorry, I really like to.
Slides off.
I'll sit on my hands.
Your hands in your pockets.
I don't even know I do that.
What are you doing?
Kathy,
Oh,
annoying
She's like that kid in school.
supervisor.
no.
That kid in school.
Alright, so we on to revenues or we backtracking here?
Where are we here anyways?
I'm on page 8.
Eight.
Right. There's nothing you can change in any of that.
No. So.
Is
yeah.
that correct?
Debt service total, that's 5425, that's a payment, right? Alright, what is this?
Did you guys cover cemeteries?
We did.
You didn't finish it? Okay. I thought Dan had to go to the restroom, so.
We did, we finished that, left it alone, and we got. Okay, where we at?
So revenues, real property tax, items, non-property tax items.
Is this for next week?
Yeah, we can, you wanna save this
I
one.
like that
Oh, we
over
can-
and,
For revenues,
well,
You're on there.
no, I ain't on it.
It's on that.
Don't you get up early?
I get up at 4 every day. Go to bed at 9.
Yeah.
Gives me an hour to go home and go to bed.
You gotta wait for them? Okay, so we're gonna start page 1 on the revenues?
So we wanna start?
Yeah, we finished all the
you
expenses.
You wanna
can't
keep
change
going?
anything with
No.
this, right, any of us,
Okay, well, we can't change it.
right?
No, this is,
Right.
This is
this
what
is what it
I
is,
actually
right?
thought about lowering the sales tax on them, cause it looks like we're not hard.
We already went through the highway,
Right,
we did the expense.
Which makes me.
This
It
is,
went up 65,000, 67,000.
so the revenues are taken on,
Property tax.
fair protection district, there's nothing we
Can't
can do
change
there.
that.
No. And then, page
Are you
1,
saying we don't need to even look at this then?
that's kinda what I'm thinking, transportation lighting district, that's just a goal, yes, we can't change
let
that.
them go home and, redo,
Did a regurgitation of the.
So the revenues, this is just all basic information we know, it's not, nothing we can change.
Right, but they could go home and reprint these,
Right.
right, with the changes, so
Uh-huh.
we can look
Yep,
at
yep.
them next week.
Oh,
yeah.
Find out where we're at, so that we can reevaluate.
Home services,
And if there's nothing else we can change, let them redo their figures, print out new documents,
before you proceed on the water district.
look them over.
So,
Yeah.
if things change, like, I'm looking at like, if there's more houses that are brought in, doesn't the EDU change?
If they tap in, yeah, and
Right.
if, yep.
So have they changed in the past few years, or are they always the same? I know that,
They have changed.
okay,
Yeah, they
alright,
have.
Cause we've had taps and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, changed.
so does the amount go down when,
If you have more EDUs,
Right.
yes,
So
the
our-
amount goes down.
we should be going down?
Yeah, but probably the amount that you're adding isn't really making that much of a difference, and do the costs ever
Well,
increase?
Let me rephrase that, if the debt due that year is the same
Right,
as it was the previous year, but your EDUs go up, then yes,
You
each
should go
person's
down.
would be lower.
have we seen anything go lower? Or no?
Yeah.
Aren't there increased expenses though,
Well,
like that?
your debt
Well, that's,
is the debt,
No, you,
like,
it's in the water districts and
Right.
stuff.
it's,
Right, but someone's running those water districts, there must be costs involved with running those
it's all
districts.
contractual,
Well, that's what your water bill described pays for.
right?
Sure, and there's never any increases over the next 10, 20 years?
And what, your water
only
bills?
in the sewer though.
In the
Yeah, they
cost?
increase it every year.
In the bills, but I'm
Yeah.
talking about your debt services, so.
Oh, I get that
District
part.
3 pays $370 a year or whatever, right?
350.
350.
Is that-
So if, yeah, sweet. So
So,
if,
2023's was $351,
Okay.
11 cents. According to the assessor's thing, there's 905 EDUs, so it's $350 per
okay,
cents.
alright, that was my
we
question
gotta,
then.
we gotta have one conversation
I
going
know,
on here,
sorry.
we're getting. Go ahead, Tracy.
Okay.
No, that's,
I should
I
answer.
No, yeah, it was just a question I had.
Okay.
Did you find it, or you didn't?
I did.
What page is it in, Joe?
It is,
what are you looking
Page
for?
1.
Okay.
yeah, it's right before the light district, right, so it's page 1, 10th, where is it? Right here.
Oh, there it is.
It's
I got it.
And
1%,
they
okay.
want-
That's what they did last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
How much are they at?
0.98, 1%.
We already did the contract.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're very fortunate because, living close to the fire department, I see the number of times they go out in a week.
You know what that?
And, yeah, twice,
Yes.
so,
Yes.
we're very fortunate that we have, the firemen that we do.
That's for sure.
They do a great job.
Yes, I do.
And they not only do it for New Haven, but they do it for Mexico and Scriba and sometimes Palermo.
They went up Church Street today.
The retirees,
Yep.
what else we got?
We almost have to do this thing.
You wanna regurgitate it? You text it?
Yeah, you don't regurgitate.
Regurgitate it, okay? Show us where we, did we make it?
No.
I'll wiggle my nose overnight.
There you go. Wiggle your nose. So we did caught.
Wanna call it a night, it's 8:00.
Yep, I'm good with that.
So we're making that motion.
Now then, the working
Before we-
group.
Before we do, I need to talk to you afterwards, I'm glad you came tonight. And,
I'll talk to
are you gonna be here for a little bit, or you take it right on? Yeah, we'll wait. Maybe, maybe, Mary, you can go with me and Dale and talk. Whatever, quick, just quick. We all set?
Motion to adjourn.
Can make a motion.
Yeah, I was just waiting before we do that to make sure everybody, they're all good.
I'm already out of here.
Second,
Maybe second.
I'll second.
Tertia,
Aye.
Ross, Sabrina,
Aye.
Wilbur,
And thanks to the pencil, I
Aye.
like pencil.
Bart.